Hey guys, and welcome back to the Prehistoric Life Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, and today let's dive in with the dinosaur of the day, Piveteausaurus divesensis, meaning Jean Pivet's lizard. Piveteausaurus divesensis is a small theropod dinosaur from the Middle to Late Jurassic period, known primarily from fragmentary fossils discovered in France. While not a major player in the broader field of paleontology, it provides valuable information about theropod diversity during its time and general location. Specific details about the body structure are sparse. Most of the information about Piveteausaurus comes from fragmentary fossils, which limits the extent of knowledge that is about its exact physical characteristics. But it is generally depicted as a bipedal carnivorous theropod megalosaurid with an allosaurid-like crest on its head, with long functional arms, with 3 fingers on the end of each arm, with large claws meant for grabbing and hooking on the end of each one, complete with large back legs built for speed and possibly even holding prey down. But the general size estimates for Piveteausaurus, since we don't have complete fossil remains, are also very skewed. But it usually is measured up to 9 feet tall and has a length of 36 feet, said by Thomas Holtz, and weighs about 1,543.24 pounds. Its diet, since it is a megalosaurid, it ate a megalosaurid-like diet, which consists of sauropods, stegosaurids, small mammals, other turtles, reptiles, other theropods in its formation. Basically, anything it could get its jaws and claws around. It was found in the Calvados Formation, or in Calvados, northern France, in the Maronese de Davis Formation. And I really think it would be really cool to go visit a place like this and see these amazing creatures. Huge shout out to today's sponsor, Dinosaur Trips. If you enjoy these majestic creatures I talk about here on the podcast and would like to go see them for yourself, I would heavily recommend Dinosaur Trips. Dinosaur Trips is a company created to give people a behind-the-scenes in-look on museums and dig sites, along with just having an amazing time looking at these amazing, fabulous, majestic creatures. So if you sound interested, go to www.dinosaurtrips.com and tell them Prehistoric Life sent you and get $250 off your tickets. Now, back to the show. And it was living in the Mesozoic era, primarily the Jurassic period, 164.7 to 161.2 million years ago, primarily in the Calvonian to the Oxfordian, or just the middle to late Jurassic, to put it in simple terms. The discoverer, Jean Piveteau, was born September 23rd, 1899, and died March 7th, 1991. He was a French vertebrate paleontologist who was elected to the French Academy of Science in 1956 and serves as the Institute's president in 1973. Piveteau was first described in 1923 by this French paleontologist, Jean Piveteau. The partial brain case became the type specimen for Piveteausaurus, and the fossil code for that is MNHN 1920-7. But the brain case is comparable in size to that of a large Allosaurus and resembles another megalosaurid, Piveteausaurus, and that is it down there. Now, a general genetic family tree taxon breakdown. You can kind of see it there to the bottom right corner. We zoom in a little more, you can see it bottom right corner near Leschanosaurus. Zoom in a bit more, and there you can see it right there. The general taxon breakdown is a eukaryotic animal, Chorodonta, Dinosauria, Saurosuchia, Theropod. It is a Megalosauria. Its genus is Piveteausaurus, named by Tanquit and Wells in 1977, and the species is divesensis. A general taxon history where they kind of named it. Very, very wonky. Piveteausaurus was originally regarded as a megalosaurus as a, quote, matter of convenience, as its describers did not want to name a new family or for such fragmentary remains. Tom Holtz and colleagues in 2004 considered it to be an intermediate member of Teotarnura, though they did not include it in a phylogenetic analysis, so it was not really officially named yet. The first such analysis was performed by Benson in 2010. He found that while the exact placement was unresolved, it always grouped with a member of the clade Megalosauridae, and so most likely belonged to that family. So for a while, it went through several different species or subspecies groups or genus groups, if you will. Things like Eostreptospondylus, Carnosauria, Proceratosaurus. It bounced between a lot of different groups because of such fragmentary remains, so it was hard to make out where it properly belonged. If that, we found more of it, if we found actual body structure, then that would be very convenient to actually place it. But since we have very fragmentary remains, Piveteausaurus was placed in the Megalosauridae as a, quote, matter of convenience, then later on kind of confirmed to be there, and it just fits the role, so they never really changed anything. The primary habitats that it lived in were forest plains to forest and plains to even ancient beaches of the Maronese de Devis Formation, as you can see on the bottom there. So basically in prehistoric France, if that sums that up a little bit better. Its competition in the environment was another theropod named Streptospondylus, and there is a image of Streptospondylus. Both theropods that lived in the same formation probably stole each other's food and killed each other often. But its paleontological significance, although not as a well-known of a dinosaur, and unlike T-Rex or Allosaurus, Piveteausaurus contributes to the understanding of theropod diversity during the late Jurassic period, specifically in the megalosaurid family. It provides insight into the distribution and evolution of theropods and megalosaurids in what is now Europe. And these are a lot of megalosaurids, as you can see, with actual everything from Torvosaurus to actual Megalosaurus to Eostreptospondylus itself to Piveteausaurus. And if you want to see more content from me, because that is all I have for right now, go check out my Instagram. From there, you can actually check out the dinosaur family tree that I showed in this. You can also see additional content, what's coming up in the weeks, reels, and additional things like that. If you want to see my content 2-ish days in advance, go check out my YouTube account. I try to post, like I said, 2-ish days in advance, give or take. But go check that out. And if you want all of my content in one place, go check out my website, prehistoriclifepodcast.com. From there, you can get to my YouTube and my Instagram. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And remember, keep it prehistoric. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, signing off. Goodbye.